Baby doll pumpkin. Confirmed. Breaking news. Richard Hart confirms again there will be single side staking returned at a later date for PulseX. I know we just spent the past hours talking about it not coming back, but apparently it is. I promise you, friends, how many times have I told you we think about, say, December 2025? When you watch the news every day, especially in crypto, you develop mental issues. Up, down, no, he said yes, no, literally every day. I envy my friends. They just sneak up on it once every 1 or 2 weeks. They don't really pay too much attention to it. They get on with their lives. And just to show you, when we relax, friends, we're going to show you some adults-only material. You ready for this? Yeah, baby, that's right. So, my friends, we have some argile. We chill out. And they're like, how's that crypto going? And I'll tell them, bro, don't even look at it. And they're like, all right, we'll check next month. And that's it. That's it. Check next month. Now, me and you, we can't because we're in the game every day. It's not easy for that, right? It's not so easy, is it, friends? But because we've got to keep on touch. Who's going to keep on touch if we don't? So it is what it is, right? So look at this. There's been recent community drama all over. It's Twitter things, okay? So Twitter is erupting. It's not actually people going nuts, but it is through their words. So it's all because people were learning about the PulseX yield farms and they wanted to see the single side staking. So people just want to take their PulseX, which is here, put it somewhere and earn a yield. Anything. Doesn't matter how low it is. That's humans. That's what we want. I know that. Even though PulseX has great buy and burn long term, I know everybody wants to earn the inflation reward. We want something. We just want to earn something. We want the number to go up. If we don't see the USD value going up, we want the quantity to go up. We want to be like, ooh, I'm earning, and I can dream about PulseX being $1 one day. That's what people want. So even though the yield might be a poopy like 4% per year, which is going to be small because HEX gives you 9% short-term per year, and you can get 20, 30, 40% APY if you stake long-term. PulseX will probably give something very low, and it doesn't matter because even if someone earns like 10,000 PulseX, which you think is worth nothing, people are going to say, hey, you think they can get to $1 one day? That's what people are going to be speculating on. That's the dream. That's the dream. Let people dream, right? So, of course, none of what I say is 100% guaranteed. It's just my opinion. That's what I just think. That why would you cannibalize yourself with the HEX yield? So, if you really want yield, you get your HEX. If you just want to hold your PulseX, well, this is what you can do now. So, Richard tweet. This is actually his real tweet, okay? So, he says, devs have finite time. This is his word. This is his words for, we are doing everything as fast as possible to make sure they are 100% fully vetted, no bugs when they come out. That's what he means. He means we can't roll back stuff. I don't want to roll back stuff. And because you're a baby doll baby cake, just to let you know, friends, when it comes to this, at the end of the day, I've told you how it really works. How it really works is this is the timeline, okay? There's going to be a timeline. There's going to be now. There's going to be 24 months. This is months, 2 years from now. Instead of releasing 30 updates in one day, what he's going to do is he's going to release one update every 2 weeks like that. Bang. Because this is what we want. Isn't this exactly what we want? Yes, this is what we want. We can't process in our minds the power of like 19 upgrades today. We can't process that. What we want to see, this is what humans actually want to see. Even though if I tell you this, you feel like you're being lied to. But no, what actually humans want to see is just an update every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, they're doing something. They're working. The city is busy. The economy is still moving around. There are things still happening. What's coming up next? We always want to see what's coming up next. And just to quickly show you the PulseX chart, this is capitulating even harder. Now, of course, this is people capitulating, reacting negatively to that. I heard a rumor that someone in the top 40 rankings, friends, sold all 40 billion PulseX. So that was probably a 4 million sacrifice. Probably less than that because you got a bonus multiplier. It's probably like 1.5, 2.5 million sacrifice. I've heard these all out. So now it's 80% down from the top. Now, the biggest whale is actually down as well, 34%. So this person who's been selling is selling for a loss, okay? So this is the type of price action we're seeing right now, friends. Of course, everybody's getting out. PulseX is down in the dumps. But look, at the end of the day, I mean, it's funny. This is what you think about, okay? What if you're holding, let's say the bull market is over in 2 years, okay? Who the hell cares about 4% per year in yield? Who cares about that? Well, people care. We do care. We care about the breadcrumbs. We just do. We want something for free. We just want something. You know, it's like if someone sits you in a room all day for a presentation and they're there for 3 hours, we don't even care if you give us the tiniest biscuit at the end. Just give us something. Feed us something. Even though we ate beforehand. Just offer it. You know, this is humans. We like these things. That's it. So at the end of the day, this 4% yield isn't going to mean much in 2 years, but it's what we want. People want it. It is what it is. But now I've got some extra juice for you, friends. So yes, it's confirmed single-side staking will come. So he looks, GoHex.com is being worked on for Pulse Chain. So he's talking about the devs. Yes, because we have to use Sir Alexander's website, app.icosa.pro, and click on the HEX section if you want to stake your HEX. These are just the teething issues, friends. So look at this. Auto router is being worked on. So what that also means is when we want to move around, so instead of, you know, someone clobbering one price, what it'll be able to do is instead of sell it all down here, with order rounding, they're trying to just help such that it sells a bit from here, and then it moves to the next one, it sells a bit from here, and then it sells from the next one, it sells a bit from here. So you see this distance? This distance might be a minus 10% move, but this distance for those 3 arrows here might only be like a minus 8% move. So this makes it more efficient. So that's what is actually they're working on to make it better, and it's coming. Of course, you might say, oh, why don't you make it all out once? Because no one understands it. No one understands it. No one cares if it comes out at once. It's being worked on. Isn't that what you want to see? So when I go, we smoke some nargile with my friends, I'm going to tell them, don't worry, the devs are working on it, mate. Check back in a month. That's what you're going to say. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear that. You don't want to blow your load straight away. You don't. You don't want to be a minute man. Last longer than a minute. What about 2 minutes? You ever thought of that? Okay, so upstream updates are being merged for the core clients. This is nerdy talk. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it's thumbs up. The Wallet Connect is being upgraded. I'm sure that's to do with different wallets being supported, okay? And he also mentions here at the very end, I have it highlighted here in red. Please confirm our friendship in the comment section. Friends, single-sided staking needs to wait. Of course, he's just saying, okay, I'll give it to you, but it's going to come later. Now, in my humble opinion, and I am just a humble peanut brain, and I know nothing, I just like to tell you that when I think of those words, see what he's talking about? So it's bringing out the shisha bar. When I think about Ricardo himself talking about single-side staking, what I actually mean is if you go to the yield farms, the yields are dropping over time because more people are participating, okay? More people are participating and the multiplier shifts over time. So he's rewarded early people and it's slowly drifting down over time to entice them. Now, just my opinion, just guessing, once everything is more stable, then single side comes. I think, this is just me, I think he wants to see where equilibrium is. Where do the sellers stop selling? Has it been enough time? Hopefully, like it's going to come soon. We don't know when, but have we got enough fair value, relative pricing from the market so that people aren't losing their minds anymore? Then he can introduce this little PulseX, little single-side staking. Because if people want to sell, obviously, look, this is how he works. This is how you should do it, by the way, what he's doing. He knows people are holding out for single-side staking. Now he knows, you know what? If you're going to sell, I don't want you to sell later at a higher price. So let me show you this chart. So if he introduces single-side staking here, there are people who might be on the brink of exiting, but they're going to hold on. He doesn't want that. What he would he doesn't want that right now, because what he wants is people who need to hold out, hold out. People who don't want to hold out, get out now. So what he wants to do is, if you can't handle it, get out now. He just wants you out. How I know this? You can tell by his words. One of his deleted tweets, I think it's deleted, I don't know if it's still there. He He was basically baiting everyone. He's like, have you got any more stuff to throw at me today? You know? So that's it's his attitude. His attitude isn't, I'm going to go back down in the corner. His attitude is, come and hit me on the face, you bum. Is that all you got? That's his actual attitude. And funny enough, there's an actual meme, the Rocky meme, right? It's just like, is that all you got? Basically, he just got punched in the head so many times. Like, yeah, bring it, right? So that's the attitude. That's actually the attitude you do want to see. You do want to see this, right? When it comes to this. So, and that's because if you get rid of the weak hands now, let's say 50 million is injected up here and here. Well, you don't want those weak hands to be holding out for that. You want them out now. So this is why, friends, if you want to win, you got to take a punt. Yes, it has to be centralized. It has to be. You need someone making these decisions. Can you imagine if we did a thought experiment? Just imagine instead of RH, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, and each of them represented 10 different VCs. There is absolutely no way they'll be able to make all the decisions. Just imagine there was a very controversial decision that ends up being right, but only 3 of the VCs agree, and the other 7 don't. The other 7 might say, bring single-side staking and give it 40% APY. Do you see what I mean? And this is one little executive decision. If you have this type of bottlenecking, you never make it. This is why, right? Like the maths, the economics, the finance, it all adds up to one thing. You got to make a concentrated bet. You got to concentrate on something. Yes, RH isn't what you completely want out of your dreams. He's not a tall, dark, handsome man riding on the night saying, yes, we're all going to win, yes. He's not that. But it is what it is. What can you do? Elon Musk has got like 9 kids, all right? Have you seen him without his shirt off? You see what I mean? Where are your pecs, sir? Where are your pecs? Close grip, triceps, push-ups, please. You know, when you look at these, it all makes sense in hindsight. But I'm here as a messenger to tell you this is what you have to do, okay? There is no way to get around it, friends. There is no way to just join this. There is no way where you're going to win with Bitcoin because Bitcoin will go up, but there's no central leverage force. There's no force multiplier for Bitcoin. It's all about the community. So for Bitcoin to do anything, it needs an overwhelmingly large amount of powerful people in Bitcoin who are holders, and by powerful also mean representatives, for them to do something, okay? That's because it's just bigger now. It's just a different it's just a different place along the risk curve, all right? So this is what it is, friends. So this is the cool update I have for you. And also, most importantly, when we look at it, I want to let you know one thing. So I've been in markets long enough to know that this PulseX drama has absolutely nothing to do with single-side staking or Richard Hart. I'm telling you now, the universe of markets, it works the same way. Every time I've seen it time and time again, even in communities I've absolutely no long exposure to at all. PulseX just has weak hands, and we knew it. We know it from day one. PulseX had the most weak hands. And what was everybody believing? Everyone was believing that PulseX would capitulate at the start because there was absolutely no destruction. No destruction to save us. And by no destruction, I mean no destruction of the bears. There was absolutely nothing. They were all right. We had 140,000 PulseX people. It was the weakest of weak hands. And look at this. You can actually see the spread coming back, right? Because I just made this video. Remember, I made my other video hours ago, friends. Look, we've actually come back into the buy zone. Look, PulseX is cheap now. Starting to get cheap. But I'll be honest. Of course, I've got PulseX. I'm holding. But I wouldn't go all in on PulseX here. That's it. Because I don't trust those weak hands, friends. I just don't trust them at all. You know, maybe it comes back all the way down. I always believed in my heart that this thing was just going to oscillate. That's what I always believed, right? And there's no guarantee, friends. It can still go down below. It can do that. So these ratios are no guarantees. So someone, magically, maybe a duck, pushed PulseX up to show it has value, and now it's just coming back to fair value, which is on the way down. You see what I mean? It's just the game, friends. It's the game. But we knew PulseX has weak hands. It's always had the most weak hands, and it is what it is. They were looking for any reason. So this is what I say. They were always going to capitulate somewhere, and they just needed a reason to do it. So you won't know what I'm talking about until another 9 years of markets full time. And here's a little winky face Wojak. I promise you, I've seen it time and time again. There is absolutely no rhyme or reason why this should happen, but it does. The cosmos, universe, pixie fairy dust, God himself. I don't know why, some sort of simulation, but that's it. When it's time, it's time. Now, we all thought PulseX would rinse out the weekends at the start. That's what I thought. I thought, well, we're not going to get so lucky. PulseX is just going to go down. But it didn't. It went up. Okay, but now it's doing the rinsing of the weekends. So you never truly evade the rinsing of the weekends. Just the timing of it is very hard to predict. It's very hard. So you see, and eventually it's going to rinse weekends. You just don't know when. Just like, for example, if you look at recent times now, Bitcoin dominance is going up. And people are buying Bitcoin like, oh, get rid of the altcoins, right? I know in my heart, Bitcoin is going to have deep sell pressure relative to altcoins. You have the government selling. You have the 140,000 Mt. Gox that's going to be released. You still have the GBTC, the grayscale ETF that's got a bit closed. Everybody's talking about BlackRock. Hello, you know BlackRock, the average person's only going to put in 1% from 9 trillion. You know what that is? 90 billion. It's not going to, people think that's going to move up Bitcoin 15x. It's not moving it up 15x, dudes. Okay. And you've got to wait for mom and dad to finally get let in. It's people front running it. You see what I mean? But this, because people see green candles going up, just like PulseX, they're like, oh, it's the future. Just like with Bitcoin. But I know eventually the rinsing of the weekends is going to come. People are really going to question why they hold Bitcoin again. That's just what it is. Markets oscillate, friends. Sometimes you wake up hungry. Sometimes you wake up with the libido boost. Sometimes you wake up like nothing's going on. That's just what it is. It's just a cycle. It's just a cycle. So, of course, friends, we have HEX. Average penalties have been going down. This is great. Shout out to Mr. Crispy Man. Yes, I want some crispy bacon. Now that when I say his names, I want some crispy bacon, friends. So this shows the emergency end staking, the 7-day average. It's come down from its spike and it's now settling down. If we have a zoom in, this is great information. Do you see this? This is great. So you see it's just going down. The trend is going down. This is what we want to see. It means the market's stabilizing. People aren't losing their minds. So this is when people emergency end stake. You saw a lot of people, they'd be like, nothing's going my way. I'm going to sell. This is what it is, friends. People just do it. People just do it. You know what the crazy part was? In the bear market, I kept saying to myself, why would anybody ever emergency end stake now that the crypto bear market is done? This is funny. I was like, well, Bitcoin is now bottomed from 15K. It's gone up to 30K. Why would anybody ever click that emergency, that naughty button and punish themselves? I thought, surely they would not do it till the next bear market. And man, was I wrong. There's just weak hands. There's always weak hands, friends. I thought the staking system would at least be able to lock them in, but it didn't. People will just capitulate. It doesn't matter how big the loss is. They don't care. They just want the money. So, yes, even if someone is foregoing, say, $1.5 million in the future, if they can get 15 grand today, they're getting it. They're getting just something. That 15 grand represents power. It represents infinite power. Of course, you shouldn't do that. We plan for this, friends, but it is what it is. The EES is going down. That's good sign to see. Hopefully start to stabilize soon. And of course, funny and finally, just a little joke message for you, friends. This is a little joke. By the way, I did this for Chainlink's bottom in 2022. Yes, the actual bottom. I did this. Okay, I sold one Chainlink at the bottom. I actually did it. And that was the bottom. So I'm doing it for you now. Okay, so congratulations. By the way, I did it for HEX too last year. So I'm doing it for you now. I know what the market wants. To make the bottom in 2022, I capitulated one HEX at the low. It was also one Chainlink. But now it's time for me to capitulate one PulseX. You win, bear market. I'm never going to financially recover from this. So I would get 0.4027 cents. Wow, I wonder what currency that'll be equated to, friends. So it is what it is. The market wants blood. Let it have its blood, friends. It's still June. We're going to make it to July. We're going to make it to 2024. Mum and dad are still going to love us because we love them. Like, subscribe, press the bell button, and all. I'm going to catch you in the next one.